ain't with the lame shit.
Take money on them, get money on them, get money on them, take money on them, get money on them, take money on them, get money on them, take money on them, get money on them.
They call him L famous. They call him L famous. They call him L famous. They call him L famous, and he ain't with the lame shit. Nah, he ain't with the lame shit. Nah, he ain't with the lame shit.
What? Yeah. A lot of them meatball niggas out there, man. Playing games out there, man.
With the lame shit.
Niggas ain't for the community, man. Yeah. Niggas ain't about that life. Niggas ain't walking around putting it in.
They call him L famous.
What?
And he ain't with the lame shit.
Uh-huh.
Nah, he ain't with the lame shit.
What? Meatball ass niggas. Yeah. 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 Sucker free on them. 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 They call him L famous, and he ain't with the lame shit. I ain't really with that lame shit.
They call him L famous.
What's good, y'all? L famous, living my life, not thinking about it twice. Don't be scared to like, subscribe, or share this dope content if you like it. Let's get it. Yeah, let's get it. Now, today's story is about gangs, man. Gangs in New York. Yeah, man. New York always had gangs. The Bloods, the Crips from California, they think that gang life started with them. Oh, we jacked they shit, and then we started it over here. Nah, man. New York been had gangs. So, Cali, pay attention. This is for y'all. You heard? This is for y'all. Now, first time I heard about gangs, period, I was like 7, 8 years old. I lived on 167, 1212 Grant, you know what I'm saying? I lived right next door to the dude Kasim. I lived in the building with Boo Boo, Nelson, and they brother Charlie. Shout out to them, you heard? Those was my guys. Rest in peace to their moms, you heard? And salute to their pops, you heard? They was official. They used to take me on trips with them and do little things with me, because they seen that I was having a hard time growing up when my mom's on drugs. You understand what I'm saying? But they used to look out for me. They used to tell me, they used to ask my mom, can they take me to Great Adventures? Can they take me with them? When they used to take their family out, take their kids out on trips. So salute to Charlie and them, Charlie, Boo Boo, and Nelson, you heard? Those are my guys, boo, you heard? And they 2 sisters, you heard? You know what I'm saying? Now, 1212 Grant, that's where everything started for me, you know what I'm saying? It's on 167 Grant, you know what I'm saying? That's the block where Boss, you heard Boss, that was up north Kawasaki, my guy, my comrade Boss, he come from that block. You got Puerto Rican Manny, his brother, his cousin David in them, you heard? Then you had you had a few people that lived in that building, but it was only 2 buildings on that block. I used to go to 53, you know what I'm saying? 53, salute to everybody that used to go to 53. Shout out my guy Mo Blind. Shout out, rest in peace, T-Money, Terrence, you heard? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he used to go to 53 with me. I used to go to 53 with him, you know what I'm saying? 53 was just joint, you know what I'm saying? I used to be cutting school. That's where my problem started at, because, you know, my mom was on drugs, and I used to be going to school. You know what I'm saying? She sent me to school with all my last year's stuff on. You heard? All my last year's stuff on. You heard? So, you know, nigga was kind of stressed out. What up, bro? You all right? Yeah, everything good. Mm-hmm. So, you know, as a kid, I was kind of stressed out, knowing that, you know, things wasn't going right for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to school. My sweaters and my shirts is up here, right here. This year, you heard? You know what I'm saying? My sweaters and my shirts is up here, you heard? Because I'm wearing the last year's stuff, baby. Yeah, man, my mom's on drugs, dude. You know what I'm saying? Then my grandmother left her apartment and went and lived with my aunt, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, back in the days, parents, they used to leave their kids to apartments, you know what I'm saying? They used to have apartments for years, and then they'd be like, yo, I'm going to leave it to my daughter or my son, so they could figure it out, you know what I'm saying? Make it easier for them to figure it out. And basically, my grandmother left the apartment to my mother, and my mother went downhill, you know what I'm saying? My mother went downhill, and this was the year, you know what I'm saying? So this year I was having a lot of problems. You know what I'm saying? I was cutting school, and how can you be 7, 8 years old cutting school? You heard? How can you be 7, 8 years old cutting school? That's how much problems I had. Cause I wouldn't even go to school. You heard? I was going to school, but it was days I wouldn't even go to school. So this day in particular, I'm cutting school. You heard? I didn't go to school. Right across the street from 53, they had mattresses. You heard? You know, abandoned lot, mattresses, the box spring and all that. Kids before school and after school, and sometimes lunchtime, dudes used to flip on the mattress. You know what I'm saying? Dudes used to go to the junkyard, start flipping on the mattresses. You know what I'm saying? Usually it happened before school. You know what I'm saying? Niggas get there a little half an hour early. You know what I'm saying? They had a van in the junkyard, and then they had the mattresses with the spring sit and all that next to the van. So we was little, so we used to jump off the van, the top of the van, onto the thing, flipping, doing mad flips, back flips, front flips. Anybody that grew up like that know what I'm talking about. Grew up doing that. So I used to go to school, before school, we flipping on the mattresses and all that. Whoever in the junkyard, used to be me, Tams. Sometimes Mo Blind used to come through. You heard? This is before I knew who he was. And but I remember him. He was mad nice with that flipping stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I was nice too. But it was 2 or 3 dudes that was better than me. You know what I'm saying? Because dudes never used to go to school and niggas used to be flipping all the time. So boom. One day I'm flipping. I'm out there, everybody going to school, but I'm going through shit. I don't even know I'm going through shit, but I'm going through shit. So boom, I just start cutting school. You heard? I ain't want to go to class. You heard? So boom, I'm cutting school. So down the hill from 53, around the corner, is a school called 22. That's where all the older cats were. You know what I'm saying? Junior high school, 22. You know what I'm saying? So as a kid, all the kids from 53, they used to always say, when they graduated, they wanted to go to 22. Everybody wanted to go to 22 because their older brother went there, their family went there, they knew somebody from their block that went there or something, you know what I'm saying? So boom, I was no different. I wanted to go to 22 too. So I'm like, so yeah, I'm gonna go walk by 22. I went walking by 22. So I see a black dude with a thing around his head, like a crown around his head. He got a whole bunch of beads on. And back in the days, dudes used to wear different color beads, and each different color beads represented different color gangs. So like at this time, all I knew about was the Zulu Nation. You heard? All I knew about was the Zulu Nation. What up, bro? Everything good?
Okay.
Chilling. All I knew about was the Zulu Nation back then and the baby Zulu. So basically, I seen, and they beads was white and black. You know what I'm saying? Baby Zulu. White, one black. One white, one black. One white, one black. One white, one black. All the way around. And they beads was everything. You used to see dudes running around with their beads. Because I used to go to Katona Park and Claremont Park to go to the pool. And when you go to the pool, Claremont Park, I think that was a meeting ground for the Zulu Nation. You know what I'm saying? So they had the Zulu Nation and they had the baby Zulu. You know what I'm saying? So boom. This is before the Bloods and Crips in New York. This is before the Bloods and Crips. New York always had gangs. Always had gangs. You understand what I'm saying? You can go back in the days to gangs in New York when they made the movie Gangs in New York. There was Italian gangs, Jewish gangs, all kind of gangs, white mob gangs, all that. You understand what I'm saying? And then you had the Black Spades and all them dudes. You had mad gangs, man. You had mad gangs, B. You heard? So New York always had gangs. So Cali, don't get it twisted. In my era, they adapted the Bloods and the Crips. But let me tell y'all something. New York always had gangs, and their gangs was official. Their gangs was brutal. So now we get back to the Zulu Nation. All I knew about at that time was Zulu Nation. And if anything else, was Baby Zulu. Yeah, they had a crew called Baby. They had a gang called Baby Zulu. And then when I was walking down the block, cutting school, I seen this black dude with a crown on his head. He had beads, and his beads was black and purple. Yeah, black and purple. You heard? And he was moving. He had a cane, but he didn't have a limp. He had a cane, but he didn't have a limp. And he was walking, and he was an older dude. and I was a young kid. I was probably like 7, 8 years old, and I was cutting school. I wasn't even supposed to be out there. And he was like, and I stopped in front of him, and I said, "Hey, what's up, mister?" He was like, "What's up?" And he was like, I was like, what gang you down with? You know what I'm saying? What gang you down with? So he was like, I ain't down with a gang. My gang is the Black Panthers, you heard? I said, what color is the purple and black bands? He said, no, that's Black Panthers, you heard? Black Panthers. Now, that was the first time I heard of the Black Panthers, but I ain't never know what it was, you heard? And he had a cane, he had a crown on his head, he was dressed mad, right, you know what I'm saying, official. He had mad chain, like beads on his neck, you know what I'm saying? And he had a couple of medallions on his neck, you heard? And he said his gang was the Black Panthers. So now this is the second gang that I'm learning about. I'm learning about Zulu Nation. I know about the Zulu Nation already, and I'm learning about and this man stopped and talked to me about the Black Panthers, and he let me know a little bit about the Black Panthers, what they was all about. But you know, I was a kid, so I couldn't really comprehend. So now, as I go along, I moved to another neighborhood. Boom, when I moved to another neighborhood, you know how kids is. When y'all meet kids, y'all talk about things, you know what I'm saying? So I'm talking to this dude, and when he like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm lying, telling people I'm down with the baby Zulu. I'm telling people I'm down with the baby Zulu, knowing I ain't down with nothing, you heard? So off the top, I'm fronting. Off the top, I'm fronting. I'm 8, 7 years old, running around the hood, looking at niggas' beads, telling niggas I'm down with the baby Zulu. Then I went to the Chinese spot down the block and went and bought the black and white beads. Yeah, B, I went and bought the baby Zulu beads, you heard? Black and white. Then there was a crew called a gang called the Ball Busters. You heard? Yeah, the Ball Busters. And we used to hear about TDP. You heard? TDP, dudes from 167 all around, from the whole area. You heard? You know what I'm saying? TDP. So it was a lot of gangs, crews, gangs, back in the 80s, 70s, 80s, you know what I'm saying, that led up to the 90s when the Bloods and Crips started, you heard? And even though the Bloods and Crips was my gang of my era, but the real gangs of my era was the Baby Zulu, the Zulu Nation, the Ball Busters, the Black Panthers, and a whole bunch of other names that I'm forgetting, you heard? I think we started our gang on my block, we was calling ourselves BBO, you heard? Or I think you had BBO, Bad Boys Organization. I don't forgot what it was. You know what I'm saying? I just know that our gang was BBO, and then we started. Then as we got older, the gang started fading out. You know what I'm saying? Zulu Nation started playing out. Ball Busters played out. All them gangs played out. Y'all see what happened to the Black Panthers. The government tore them niggas up, put them niggas down. You know what I'm saying? Started in California, tearing them niggas up. Then they went everywhere. They killed Fred Hampton. They killed everybody. Huey P. Newton. Everybody you can name, nigga, got eliminated. You heard? They locked up Asada Shakur and her people. She had to escape. Escaped to Cuba. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas wasn't playing out here. The government took down all gangs, all everything. You know what I'm saying? If you was on the come up, you was trying to regulate your community, whatever you was trying to do, government came in and took niggas down. You heard? They used their laws, they used the police, they used everything. You heard? Drugs, everything took the gang out. You heard? So about time I was coming up, really coming up, my father was dead, you know what I'm saying? My mom's was out the picture, you know what I'm saying? So basically, I had to raise myself and be raised by my older siblings, my grandmother, you heard? My older parents, my grandparents, you heard? So it was rough out here, you know what I'm saying, in New York City. It always was a gang presence, always was a gang presence. If you go back to the Black Spades, if you go back in the days to the gangs in New York, it always was gangs in New York. So gangs didn't start just with the Bloods and Crips out here. Yeah, the Bloods and Crips in my era made it big. They made it famous. You heard to be a Blood or a Crip in New York. You know what I'm saying? They made it, like right now, it looks cool. You know what I'm saying? You got these youngsters. That's why these youngsters is messed up now. Now, it ain't about Bloods and Crips. Now it's about YGs, the OYGs, the this, the that, all these different crews and gangs, you heard? So now, look at these youngsters. They out here bugging. They out here bugging. Bodies is dropping. Them jail cells is getting filled up. You heard? Why? Because of the gangs from New York. The gangs of New York. You heard? This shit always been going on from the day of time. You know what I'm saying? You go out of town, look out of town. Chicago, King Von, FBG ducking them, dead over gang violence. You heard? Numerous people dead over gang violence. You heard? When you look at the stats in Chicago, they tell you 53 people got shot this weekend in Chicago. 53 people got shot this weekend in Chicago. Let's comprehend that, man. How 53 people getting killed in one state in Chicago on a weekend? Niggas is shooting up multiple people, shooting up cookouts, shooting up this, shooting up that. That's how that's happening. You know what I'm saying? And all that madness is in Philly now. You know what I'm saying? All that, but Philly been bugging. You know what I'm saying? Philly been bugging. They've been killing each other for the last 10, 15 years. They've been laying each other down. You heard? But now, it's the younger generation. You know what I'm saying? Before, it was over beefs, money, different little things. Now it's over, I don't like you, y'all jump me, this and that, over girls, over all kind of stuff. You can't come to my hood. And this, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And these youngsters gotta wake up. These youngsters gotta wake up. These youngsters gotta wake up. You heard? And this gang problem is not just on the politicians, it's on us too. It's on us too, man. Because we started this shit, we was a part of this shit, and we left this shit alone, and this is what we left it to. This is what we left it to. We ain't got no programs, we ain't got nothing jumping off for the kids out here. You heard? You know what I'm saying? And some of these kids can't be saved, man. I'm not trying to be saved the world, because I know the world can't be saved. Some of these kids can't be saved. But let's talk about the kids that can be saved, B. Let's talk about your little brother, your little cousin out there bugging, wilding. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he could be saved, man. As long as you can go, pull him up, talk to him, you know what I'm saying? Take him out of the community, you know what I'm saying? Take him out of the community for once, man. Let him see something different, man. Take him down to Florida, man. Take him to Las Vegas, man. Take him to Cali, man. Let him see something different, man. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe they see something different, they want different, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, these youngsters is just like how we was growing up, man. Young, dumb, and fucked up, man. Ready to put it in. Ready to risk their life. Ready to risk their freedom. You heard? For the gang, man. And the gang ain't gonna be there for them, man. The gang is not gonna be there for them. You know what I'm saying? So, all that gang talk, you know what I'm saying? That shit sound good, but that shit ain't really what it is, you heard? That shit ain't really what it is, you heard? So right here on L Famous TV, I'm not with that lame shit, you heard? I'm not gonna be talking about that lame shit, man. We ain't gonna just talk about the problem, we gonna talk about some solutions too, man. You heard? We gonna talk about some solutions too, man. You heard? Some real solutions, man. You heard? Cause a lot of niggas out here is meatballs, man. And our young generations is going to the ground, man. I just watched a video with all the young, what up, bro? I just watched a video last night talking about all the young gangs in New York, the drill scene. You heard what's going on? How many bodies done dropped? How many rappers? How many young niggas is in jail? You heard? You heard? Going through it. You heard? You know what I'm saying? Going through it. You heard? It ain't worth it, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just telling y'all people out there. I'm telling Cali. I'm telling a lot of y'all states out there. New York been had gangs, man. You heard? It was just my era that, you know what I'm saying, dudes adapted that Bloods and Crip thing. You know what I'm saying? And it went to the ground, man. It went to the ground in New York. Because New York, the government could tear gangs up in New York. You know what I'm saying? In them other states, they get away with a lot of shit more. You know what I'm saying? They hide. They get a little more extra years on the street. Nah, man. Not in New York, man. When you bugging, you part of a gang in New York, and you doing shit, and you a menace to society, they getting you out of here, nigga. They getting you out of here, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And they'll give you football numbers if they could. So play with them niggas if you want to, you heard? That gang shit is whack, you heard? I'm not saying get out the game just because the niggas and this and that. I'm talking about get out the game because I'm telling you, them niggas gonna fry you, man. They gonna give you football numbers, man. They gonna keep their foot on your motherfucking neck, y'all. They gonna keep their foot on your neck, man. And I don't care what you say, man. I don't care what you say. It done happened to the best. They got Larry Hoover locked up for over 30 years. You heard? They got Larry Hoover locked up for over 30 years. And they just now thinking about letting that man go when that man is old, about to die and everything. You heard? Them niggas are foul niggas, man. They could have been let that nigga out with some stipulations saying, yo, man, stop some of this violence that's going on in Chicago. You could do it, man. But nah, man, they don't want to let him do it, man. They wouldn't let him do it, man. They gonna keep him in jail till you're old man, until you die. You heard? You know what I'm saying? And they got other gang leaders in jail too. Look what they did to Tukey. You know what I'm saying? That nigga Arnold Schwarzenegger, he didn't even grant the nigga no clemency, B, for his life. You heard? Nigga ain't granted no clemency for his life, B. And he knew the nigga on some bodybuilding shit, B. Nigga Tukey been saying all along he ain't do that shit, B. They set him up, man. You know what I'm saying? They railroaded him because he was a top crip, B. You know what I'm saying? They want to make an example. You heard? They want to brandish that shit. They want to fuck that name up. You heard? Yeah, the leader of the Crips killed all these people, got this nigga locked away in jail. Yeah, this is what they is about. Nah, that nigga went to jail. He was dusted up and all that, man. He was just one of the leaders of the Crips, man. You heard? He just was one of the leaders of the Crips, man. They framed that man, dude. I know they framed that man, dude. You know what I'm saying? From the way that they went about that case, man. And that sucker nigga Arnold Schwarzenegger, we grew up watching his movies, him being one of our favorite motherfucking actors. You know what I'm saying? They sold that nigga to us as being one of our favorite actors. You understand what I'm saying? Then when that nigga made it to become a fucking governor, what he did? He had a chance to save a black man's life over some wrong these crackers and did to him. And what he do? He followed the crackers' lead and signed for that man to get killed, man. Yeah, man. Signed for that man to get killed. When he could sign for that man to keep his life, man. So I'm letting y'all crackers know, man. When it come to gang life, they gonna lie on them niggas. They gonna frame them niggas. They gonna lock them niggas up. They gonna throw away the key. You heard? So that's why I say get out of that life. I'm not saying get out of that life because you can't handle it or just because it's mad suckers in the game. You do what you want. Everybody got their own life to live. I'm saying get out of that life because at the end of the day, man, it's just too much that come with that life, man. Jail, death, pain, misery. You heard? Like, come on, man. If you ready for it, then keep living that life. Because L Famous, he ain't with the lame shit at all.
They call him L Famous. They call him L Famous. They call him L Famous, and he ain't with the lame shit. Nah, he ain't with the lame shit. Nah, he ain't with the lame shit. With the lame shit. They call him L Famous. He ain't with the lame shit. Nah, he ain't with the lame shit.
Nigga.